Everything just fell perfectly into place for the Toronto Blue Jays as a brand new report has just dropped surrounding one starting pitcher that is huge and has major implications heading into this offseason. I'm going to break down this report and discuss how it has officially opened up a golden opportunity for this Toronto Blue Jays team. But not only that, we have a bunch of other updates surrounding free agency to go over today, folks. But before we get into it all, if you're part of the percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, this is the place to be for daily Jays content. Your guys' support has truly been unbelievable, folks. A lot to go over today, and we have some news that dropped late last night. And it has revealed some big information surrounding the Jays and also, of course, some reports that coincide with this. You can see this here. The Seibu Lions have officially approved right-hander pitcher Tatsuya Imai's posting to the MLB this offseason, joining his teammates. So I'm going to call him Tatsuya for this video because I try to find his pronunciation online and it was kind of hard to do. So I'm just going to stick with Tatsuya, but he is a very, very good pitcher, but it is official now. So he has been approved and will be posted to the MLB this offseason, which means that not only have things fallen perfectly into place for a Toronto Blue Jays team that desperately needs a starting pitcher, but reports and some rumors early are revealing that the Jays are interested. But let's dive into Tatsuya and what he kind of brings to the table here, because there is a lot of pitchers that are available this offseason, and we know reports have dropped surrounding the Jays being interested in most of them. He's 27. You can see here from Francis Romero confirming the report, has approved the posting of 27-year-old ace Tatsuya Imai's request. If it's approved, which it will be, he'll have 45 days to negotiate with all 30 MLB teams, and the Yankees, of course, are expected to be among the players. Now, let's start with this. Let's dive into his stats a little bit here. Last year with the Lions, he put up 24 starts, so 24 games rather, a 1.92 ERA in 163 innings. And we're going to dive into what he brings, what his pitch mix is, and all these different things. But folks, the Jays have to be all over him. And a lot of fans out there, a lot of you guys, I'm seeing a lot on Twitter as well, are saying that this would be a perfect fit for the Jays simply because you have Shane Bieber who opted in, and you got a bit of a discount with him. You, of course, have Trey Savage. You have Kevin Gausman. You have José Berríos. That fifth starter spot is up in the air. There's no more Alek Manoah. I don't think there's going to be a lot of Bowden Francis. Maybe they'll try to get him into the mix in spring training and see what happens there. But Tatsuya Imai is an absolutely electric arm. And there was a post recently made, and I'll dive into it in a minute. I want to start with this article that dropped here. 2 months ago, I covered it, I think, briefly on the channel. There was rumors about him being posted, but it is now official that he's posted. He doesn't turn 28 till May, and folks, his fastball can touch 99, almost triple digits, and he has a plus slider. There's a lot to like in terms of how his success in the NPB might translate to the major leagues. The upside led the MLBTR to place him 7th on our top 50 free agency targets, and they're predicting a 6-year, $150 million deal. So a lot to kind of dissect here. One, he throws gas, right? Absolute gas. Has a disgusting slider. I watched some film from some of his best starts. He is nasty, and he's gotten better over the past few years. And one of his big issues at some point, not really big issues, but something that he got a lot better at was his walk rate. Only a 7% walk rate in 163 innings. Folks, this pitcher is absolutely nasty, and he is going to be now officially available for everybody. But not only that, they are clearly now going to be the Jays that is interested in him because his career rate is at 3.07. Of course, the NPB, I mean, we think back to, and it's not, you can't compare 1-to-1, but Yoshinobu Yamamoto, that the Jays, of course, went in, and they basically carried the Dodgers by Yamamoto. He won World Series MVP. That he got paid whatever it was, over $200 million, $300 million, before he even threw a pitch at the major leagues. And people were saying that that was ridiculous. That was ludicrous. Now, Yamamoto is a better prospect than Tatsuya, right? There's no doubt about it. Tatsuya might even be more of a reliever at the end of the day, though I think he's going to be a starter at the MLB level. But these guys translate, and these stats are no joke. He had a dominant season. He's projected to get $150 million, and I could see the Jays trying to open up, they don't even open up a roster spot. You get him on the team, and you try him as a starter, you could instantly have the best starting rotation in baseball. Now, there is some more reliable options you could go for, whether that be Framber Valdez, which I'm not really a fan of anymore, to be honest. I'm not a huge fan of him. Ranger Suarez is another option, another lefty. But go after him. Now, there was a recent Reddit post about a couple of different players, and someone said about Murakami, and I had a video on him. This was an interesting one. I shout out to this guy on Reddit. So he would say we should stay as far away as possible from Murakami, and this is surrounding the Jays. Obviously, I'm not going to dive into him in this video, but you can see here at the bottom, if anything, if we are going all in on a Japanese player, it's Tatsuya Imai. His splitter is great and averages 96 and 97 miles an hour. He should be our priority as Bassett and Scherzer are off the books now. I'd target him, and people talking about Murakami being a huge red flag. I think there is some underlying stuff that is horrible there. I don't think the Jays are going to go out and get him necessarily. For Tatsuya Imai, and I said I wasn't going to say his last name, I just went with it, and I'm saying it, so apologies if it's pronounced incorrectly. He has a splitter. He has some dominant stuff. He has a nasty slider, I believe, as well. Dominant fastball. What is there not to like? And yes, he is going to cost a lot of money. 6 years, 150, whatever you want to call it. Will he actually get that? We'll see. I mean, Shane Bieber took a crazy small amount. Maybe they go after this Japanese superstar and then, you know, pursue some other Japanese talents. It might not be this year, but into the future as well, because this is opening up. I mean, we know the culture in Toronto, having a whole country to yourself. A lot of people said the Japanese players and players overseas would like to join Toronto because of the culture. They feel more comfortable. They feel more, intact with just the way that things are in Toronto. I mean, that's of course what was being said around Shohei Ohtani. He didn't sign, and I mean, I don't have to bring that up, the plane and all those things. But there is, I mean, and of course, LA has been fantastic for players coming from, other countries as well. And there's a lot of them prefer to go west, and the Dodgers are going to be, I'm sure, among the Yankees as well, right in there with the Jays. But at the same time, the Jays have some of the, I mean, people, I remember back to the Ohtani situation, people were talking about how the dome is perfect for, very similar to the domes over there. Regardless, I think that the Jays, I mean, I know the Jays are going to be very interested in him. And we think back to what has been said over the past few days from Ross Atkins and others. We feel good about the free agent market and the starting pitching market. Relative to most years, it's a little bit better, seemingly. We'll get to work in the trade front as well and have started on that. And of course, the starting pitcher market includes Framber Valdez, Dylan Cease, and Tatsuya Imai. And there's a strong second tier, including Michael King and Ranger Suarez. I mean, they're going to be in and they're going to get one of these guys, but it's hard to imagine a much better opportunity, a much more golden opportunity, if you want to say that, than a guy coming off of a career year who is probably going to be a very good starter in this league. And you pair him, now, yes, he has a splitter. It's the third pitcher on the Jays who feature a splitter. I just love the move. I love the move. And if not, of course, there's other options as well. Dylan Cease, I wouldn't mind. Michael King, Ranger Suarez. I think the Jays are going to be at the very top for Ranger Suarez. But yeah, a lot of it depends on who gets who. And speaking of who gets who, Bob Nightingale predicts the Jays to land Framber Valdez, which I'll probably have another video on coming out soon. I mean, at the end of the day, he's a great pitcher. Is he a good teammate? No. So that's obviously going to be something. And this clubhouse thrives on good stuff. But at the end of the day, he is a dominant pitcher. And we know that Keegan Matheson came out recently and did say that the Jays will be targeting long-term options at the top end of the market, not just stopgaps. And that's exactly what Tatsuya is. But folks, let me know down below what your thoughts are on this. As you look into the next few days, next few weeks, things are going to get crazier and crazier by the day. The Jays are primed to be good. They're primed to be elite. We'll keep you guys up to date every step of the way.